It doesn't matter who it is in Brooklyn. We're similar, but maybe we're really the same.
We're all the same, but no one is alike. No two people, no two raindrops are identical.
At another time of the year, not at Pesach, would you eat kosher pizza?
Kosher pizza? Yes.
You would?
Yes.
And, well, I mean, what kind of cheese might you use?
They would use regular kosher cheese. Mozzarella, I guess, or whatever cheese they use.
I didn't know that mozzarella was kosher, but I guess it can be.
It can be, yeah, it can be.
Because what I find so interesting about Brooklyn is that you have all kinds of people that are different, but you say they're really not so different.
Correct. We're all the same, basically. We're all made in the image of God, and we all just have some different customs that we do.
But how do you walk between the raindrops?
That you're going to have to ask. We've had somebody in our dynasty that knew how to do this. Yes.
But Rabbi, do you have a taster to make sure that they taste right and they're not too overcooked?
Too overcooked is just too bad. Actually, it's better if it's overcooked.
Because what if they're too well done? What do? Do you scrape it off with a knife?
No, if it's or it's burnt, or there's such a thing as well done. Burnt or it's good.
Okay.
One of the two.
But do you like to eat the burnt part, or do you chip it off?
I chip it off. I don't like burnt matzah.
Okay.
You see, my hands are chipped off.
Chipped off, yes.
Chipped off.
But aren't these pieces of matzah right out of the oven? Aren't they very hot?
Yeah, I let it cool off for a few minutes.
Now, these
They break your teeth.
They break your teeth.
Oh, absolutely.
Are these?
Give you gum sores.
Now, what would you put on a piece of matzah?
Nothing. We put nothing, but no, there are people who do put. They put
Maybe chopped liver.
whatever. We don't. In our particular community, we're very particular not to apply anything to matzahs. No butter, no mayonnaise, no. Matzah is eaten only with a drop of salt.
Now, how would you say that these matzah, handmade matzah, compare to what you might find on the supermarket shelf?
First of all, they're about 14 times the price. And then they taste good. It's part of tradition. Part of tradition is that every community has their own customs. So having their own customs means, for example, there are some who may eat egg matzahs. We don't. There are some who eat matzahs made with the various fruit juices. We don't. And most Jews don't. All that you're seeing here today is going to be consumed by my family.
Really?
And in various parts of the United States, or actually the world. That's where all my brothers and brothers-in-law are, and that's why I got to send the matzahs all over there.
Okay. What are they sending back to you?
Nothing.
How about Osama bin Laden?
Osama bin Laden, he's just like the rest of the evil people.
He's what?
He's just like the rest of those evil people out there.
So in other words, we have evil people in every generation.
Yes.
So we have to
We have
remember,
the
we have to
righteous and we
light
have
the
the evil.
Hanukkah lamp, right?
Yes, to lighten up the world.
That's right.
Since there's good in the world, there's always going to be the opposite, which is evil. You're always going to have good people and evil people. That's the way the world works.
And how many days are Hanukkah?
8 days.
Why?
Why? Because the oil lasts for 8 days.
There's enough oil in Iraq and Syria and Iran to light the world.
Definitely.
How come
there's enough oil in Alaska to light up the world?
Yeah, so how come the Jewish state only needs enough to light a little lamp for 7 days?
Because that's most important to them.
Okay. So the Jews aren't so stupid, are they?
No, actually very smart.
Okay.
How prevalent is that community both in London and in South Africa?
Well, in Cape Town's got a very small Lubovitch community. You know, you can count them on one hand, who really Lubovitch. And Johannesburg's got a lot, but I'm not from there. And of course, in Sandford Hill, it's huge.
Now, what about when you come here to Brooklyn?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel when you see such a large, thriving community?
I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, and I mean, I'm living in Manhattan for the week, and the same thing. There's so many Jewish people around. I didn't expect it.
But what's the difference between hummus and shagets?
Shagets is a priest.
Well, shagets is somebody who's not Jewish.
No, it's one of these guys around with a bald head in the middle. It's just Shagets like a priest.
Is Marty Markowitz Jewish?
Marty Markowitz, yeah,
Yes.
is Jewish.
Married a
That's about
non-Jew.
it.
He married a non-Jew?
Yes.
Jamie is
Okay,
not
Robert.
Jewish?
No, she's
Shiksa?
not.
Do you know that she just sang the dreidel song inside the rotunda?
That's it. And the main thing we would play with, this is being called a dreidel.
See, I wouldn't call it a dreidel. I would call it a dreidel.
Whatever it is, this is
Okay.
different. If you ever get a dreidel,
I love dreidels.
that's always given me
I'll gladly take a dreidel. Thank you very, very much. Jamie sings it well. Jamie, sing the song. You were singing it to me last night.
A little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel we shall play. Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay,
she went to
and when it's
she
dry
went to-
and ready, then dreidel we shall play. You say tomato, you say dreidel, and I say dreidel.
Do you know she is Jewish?
No, she isn't.
You don't want to be on camera.
I'm telling you, she's not.
Hey, if you're
Okay,
gonna
you're
talk,
not
you have to
doing
be
it
on
again.
Now, what is a shiksa?
Shiksa is a non-Jewish girl.
So she's treif.
For whom?
If a girl is not Jewish and she eats unkosher food, would that be considered treif?
Well, she can eat unkosher. She doesn't have to eat kosher food.
She doesn't have to.
No.
But you won't date her if she doesn't, right?
Well, I wouldn't marry her if she doesn't.
You wouldn't marry her. But you would date her, but you wouldn't marry her. Okay. Is it fattening?
I don't think so. I think actually matzah is less fattening than bread. I think so.
Well, how about pita bread? Is that fattening?
Pita bread is fat. I think so. Mendy, you know that. Pita bread is fattening.
Is pita bread fattening? Now, let me see if I...
Yes.
Is pita bread fattening?
Yes.
Is matzah fattening?
No.
Well, is white bread fattening?
Yes.
So why is it that matzah is not fattening?
Because it's unleavened.
Okay. I thought leaven was a Jewish name.
It is a
So
Jewish leaven.
unleavened would be somebody who's not named Leaven?
Unleavened is when the bread doesn't rise.
Does your father look older because he has a beard?
No.
No. And you thought he was an old man, but he turns
No,
out
I'm
he's
just
40?
joking around. No.
You're just backtracking because maybe he'll watch this show. You don't want to get in trouble. Is he mean?
No, he's not mean.
Not like Haman.
No.
Okay. Now Haman is a different holiday. What holiday is that?
That's the holiday of Purim.
Right. Now that's just over recently.
About a week ago.
Okay. What do you do special for Purim?
What do I do special? We dress up, we give presents to the poor, and we give gifts of food to friends.
Now when you say you dress up, do you dress up in costumes?
Yeah.
Do you wear makeup?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever hear of Halloween?
I sure did.
Who do you think had the tradition of dressing up for a festive holiday first?
Jews.
That's right. Purim is just recently over. Tell us a little about Purim and how it compares to Passover.
It's the
a
exact
totally
opposite.
exact opposite. Why?
On Purim, we can drink all kinds of liquors. On Passover, we don't. On Purim, we can eat hamantash, all kinds of cakes and delicacies. On Passover, we don't. Our diet on Passover basically consists of dry matzahs, flour and water matzahs, hand-baked, wine. Even some of the wine is handmade, homemade wine.
You mean people are in a big vat and they're stomping on the grapes?
Well, I'm not going to describe it on camera. Yes, but they do some of that too, yes. There's homemade wine.
And all this is made in Brooklyn in the Lubovitch community.
All this is made in my kitchen or basement, pretty much. Okay. Yes, all Brooklyn made.
Now,
except the potatoes we have to import from Idaho.
Okay. Now, when you celebrate Purim, your children, who I met, dressed up as costume characters.
Right.
How would you compare that to the pagan holiday of Halloween?
I wouldn't. That's pagan, and ours is holy and spiritual.
But who started it?
We did. Haman did, actually.
Okay.
Haman complained we had too many holidays, so God said, you know what, we'll have another one.
Hey? Are you looking at this young little lady over here?
Yeah.
Is she a friend of yours?
She's my sister.
Your sister? Could we get a picture of her too? This is your sister?
Yeah.
Who's the older brother and who's the older sister?
I'm the older brother and she's my younger sister.
That makes sense because she couldn't be your older sister if you were her older brother, could you?
No.
Okay. So you're pretty smart. How old are you?
9.
Yeah? Now, by the way, right up at the corner of Eastern Parkway, there's going to, right across the street from Lubovitch headquarters, there's going to be a museum. Can you tell us anything about the museum?
Tzivos Hashem is making it, and it's going to be hopefully made like in a few weeks or done in a few weeks or a few months.
And what's the name of the museum? What?
Jewish Children Museum.
Say it again.
Jewish Children Museum.
Well, what's the difference between the Brooklyn Children's Museum and the Jewish Children's Museum?
Because this is for Jewish kids and Jewish stuff.
Ah, but if I'm not Jewish and I want to come, am I invited?
Yeah.
What if I am Jewish and I want to come?
Yeah.
Either way, would you get your sister over here? We don't get to see her picture.
Yeah.
Ask her to come over.
Well, come over.
Come on over. Now, turn around. Tell us your name.
Geula.
What?
My name is Geula.
Yeah, what's your last name?
Katzman.
Don't you have a famous father who's a rabbi?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I can't say it.
You know what his name is?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not allowed to say.
You're not allowed to say? Can I say? Rabbi Yosef Katzman.
Right.
So how come you couldn't say that?
Because I'm not allowed to say my father's name.
Ah, I see. Are you allowed to say your father's
No.
name? Okay. So how do you know it's him?
We call him Tati.
You call him what?
Tati.
Tati. Okay. In other words, you don't call him Papa, you call him Tati.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, he's your father, but he's got all kinds of nieces and nephews and cousins, right?
Yeah.
And you help each other for the holidays, but what do you do every day when it's not a holiday? What makes your neighborhood so different?
We go to school and we learn. We go to school and we learn.
You go to school?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you learn a lot of good stuff?
Yeah.
Like what? Tell me.
I don't know.
Like what?
Like Yiddish.
Do you speak Yiddish?
A little bit in my class.
Can I see over your face? Look over there. Now, do you speak Yiddish?
Yeah.
Give me a Yiddish word. Say something in Yiddish.
Ich mach Matzoh
Okay.
for Pesach.
Now, what does that mean?
I make matzah for Pesach.
Oh, thank you. Watch your back. Watch your back. What do you